Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That was a little tune called The Hills of Argyll, which is a pipe march, but set to a country and western rhythm as a wee tribute to a very good friend of mine, Erekose. Actually, one of the things I often get asked is how is it that when playing some of the most happy and enjoyable music known to mankind, such as that tune there, I sit here without even a smile on my face. Can I please assure you that inside I have got lots of smiles. If a smile was to come across my face whilst playing, that would purely be by accident. As I say, that was a little number tribute to a very good friend of mine, Mr. Erekose, and for those of you who know his real name, you'll realise that he does in fact have a very strong Scottish connection, and not just to do with wearing the kilt. We regularly chat, obviously. I'm a huge admirer of his work. He's done nearly 200 videos now on the subject of making a murderer, and every single one of them is absolutely excellent. As I say, I've pinpointed one or two in the past that really did open my eyes to things that were going on, and I'm sure everybody else has got their favourite Erekose video. His most recent one concerns Nancy Grace, who has obviously been sort of interested in the case for quite a long time. I know she divides opinions. I know some people absolutely cannot stand her. I find her quite amusing at times. She reminds me of a little bit of, let's just say, Patsy Cline, Dolly Parton and Penelope Pitstop. I actually quite like that deep American country and western accent. But unfortunately, there, as I'm sure a lot of you will know, there are none so blind as those that do not want to see. And I honestly believe that at the moment she just simply doesn't want to be told the truth. I think also bear in mind that making a murderer was not very edifying for law enforcement in general, and the legal system in general. It does highlight a lot of flaws, a lot of problems, and I can fully accept that people who are involved in either law enforcement or the legal system will, as I say, they will not look at making a murderer as being a wonderful thing, because it does highlight a lot of shortcomings. As I say, I wish she would see sense and realise that don't align yourself with the likes of Kratz and Fassbender. Fassbender, in one of his TV interviews, actually admitted that he himself wasn't sure that Brendan had done some of the things that he confessed to. And I would suggest that the reason for that is because you're not sure that he did any of it. And the simple fact is, of course, that he did not do any of it. A confession is supposed to make things clearer, not more complicated. And when you look at the totality of all of his statements, they really are a mess. In fact, I would like to pay tribute to Mark from Australia, who pointed out something very, very important. And that was the fact that why should so much emphasis, so much weight be put on a confession that was coerced out to Brendan when there was just 2 investigators present, and yet not so much weight attributed to the statement that he gave on the witness stand, when for once he did tell the truth. He said exactly what had happened, that nothing had happened. They had a bonfire and that was it. Why is it that the legal system place so much emphasis on a coerced confession, so much so that they can't even see that it's coerced, and yet completely deny any acknowledgement of the truth that Brendan spoke. Finally, there was Erekose in his latest video talks about the Daci computer and the trick pulled by Ken Kratz, and it reminded me of a pupil of mine who was he is now a retired invigilator. He used to go around colleges and universities and act as the invigilator. He would sit there while the students did their exams, and on one occasion when he said it was time up and to finish writing, there was 2 or 3 people that didn't, so he had to remind them again a couple of minutes later. The final 2 people, 2 of the 3 handed in their papers. The final person sat there, kept writing, kept going for about 10 minutes. And when he finally finished, by which time obviously Bill was pretty annoyed with him, the lad came forward and Bill said to him, "You're in big trouble." And the lad simply said, "Do you know who I am?" Bill said, "No," as if, why should you be so important? So he lifted the pile of papers, popped his in the middle and walked off. Bye for now.